He's done literally nothing with it. And
Oh, no, Spencer, you're wrong. He's done something. He's reversed all of Cena's work.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's completely destroyed that belt.
And I hate to say this, part of me does. I don't blame Roman.
Really?
Honestly, it's the same problem Roman has had ever since they split the Shield up. I don't know if they don't know how or if they just refuse to, but they don't book him in ways that would suit him. They didn't create a face persona that would have suited his abilities, and they refuse to see the writing on the wall and do any changes to him. And he can't just say, hey, I'm not going to cut these stupid promos and act like this, because they'll be like, give us our belt and leave.
Right.
I don't blame him. I mean, his abilities, limited as they are, don't help, but I don't feel like taking one guy to the woodshed when there's a team of writers.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, something needs to be done with that United States Championship, because right now it's just it's a belt buckle for Roman Reigns is what it is.
No, it's a shoulder pad.
Right, yeah, that's right. He carries it over his
That
shoulder like a
pisses me off.
knapsack.
Okay, I blame on him. He doesn't have to do that. It's a belt. You have a waistline for a reason. Got it, great Roman. The universe is at peace again.
All right, so my question to you fellas is the cruiserweights. At this point, is most of that cruiserweight division becoming a joke?
No, because I only have to say one name,
and
that
Jack
being
Gallagher,
frickin' shut the fuck up. I will come over there and I will strangle you for talking about that little pint-sized little albino.
Jesus.
All right, no, I was talking about Japan's own Tajiri made his return. And it took freaking forever to happen, but he finally came back.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, we got Neville as a heel. Great. We got freaking Tajiri back. Great. Where's Grand Metalik? Because I thought he was signed on, and I thought he was the runner-up to the Cruiserweight Classic. If he comes back, great. I will still have hope for the Cruiserweight division. Right now, they're on the fence post with me. Because they are basically filler. They are basically taking over for the women's division where they were the bathroom break. But I still have hope for them.
Right. It seems to me that Raw doesn't know exactly what to do with them. They have the talent. They have the right people. They just don't know what to do with it. It seems like the last few weeks, they've been focusing more on advancing that stupid, god-awful Alicia Fox storyline than focusing on the Cruiserweight division itself.
Does it make me a bad person if I'm actually, like, from kind of an ironic standpoint, like a fucking wrestling hipster, does it make me a bad person if I'm enjoying the Alicia Fox thing?
Yes, it does.
No.
Okay.
Don't encourage him.
No, because he's fellow club member Max Speedy, and he's your Squared Circle Podcast champion, and you can just shut the hell up.
I still say move the Cruiserweights to SmackDown, and you'd solve all the problems with it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think the women should be on Raw and the Cruiserweights on SmackDown.
Honestly, I've been thinking of this. Follow me on this one. We've been talking for a while now that the women's and tag divisions on SmackDown are both pretty thin, and the tag division outside of a couple teams on Raw is a bit thin. Why don't you just shuffle them around? Since women are doing really well on Raw, why not have Raw be where the women are, SmackDown be where the tag teams are, and if there's no room for the cruiserweights after that, you got 205.
Yeah, it works.
That works for me. That would be a lot better than what they do now, because, they're on Raw, and then they're on 205 the next day. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Heck, Heck, in all honesty, you could probably put the 205 like before. What show am I thinking? Oh, NXT be a good build up. Plus, they already used some of the cruiserweights in NXT anyways, so they would kind of tie in very nicely.
Yeah.
Or if you could just want to put the entire division in NXT, that would work too. Because, let's see here, NXT knows what to do better than Raw does. And even though some of us are kind of on the focus about NXT right now, except for me, one match, Nakamura versus Bobby Roode, I'm going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be glorious, pun intended. Everything else is just kind of like, I guess. It's kind of there. But anyway, yeah. Bottom line, NXT is okay. SmackDown is awesome, and Raw needs to lose the Cruiserweight division.
NXT, in my opinion, has... I don't want to say it's lost some of its glamour, but it's lost some of its glamour.
Do you think maybe it's just we've gotten used to it, and honestly, I still think the show is great.
Right, don't get me wrong, but it's lost some of its
maybe
appeal.
The tiny... What I'm wondering is maybe if the tiny dip or maybe you think it's more than tiny, maybe the dip in quality happened, and because we're used to it we're basically used to all of NXT being a fireworks factory driven through a fireworks factory driven through Nakamura's entrance. And now it's just Nakamura's entrance, and even though it's still really good, because it's so much of a noticeable depreciation, we're feeling it more.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, it's going from A+ to like a B, But because it's going from an A+ to a B, and we were at A+ for so long, to us that B feels like a C-.
Yeah. Okay, can we talk about one more thing about Raw before we move on from it?
Yes.
The possible scenario of Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. You look at the reaction that the fans had and the stare down that those two had. The crowd loved it. I enjoyed it immensely. I don't know about you guys, but the possibility of Bill Goldberg and Roman Reigns maybe headlining WrestleMania, maybe headlining a big show. Just shut up. Take my money. I want to see this matchup really bad now. I want to see the two guys who battled with the spears. I want to see this. This would be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want nice things. I want to see it.
Plus, if you want to make Roman look strong, and this wouldn't hurt Goldberg in the slightest,
no.
Away. Spear, jackhammer. 1, 2, Roman kicks out. I'm sorry. No. Even I'm just going to go, okay, damn. Just damn.
Agreed.
Very few people have kicked out of the jackhammer, if anybody, I think. I can't think of anybody that has, actually. Nope, I got nobody.
Didn't Hogan? I could have sworn
Hogan. Not even Hogan.
Shit. Well, that being said, I could hurt him.
I don't think so. No, nobody has ever kicked out of the jackhammer.
Well, more power to him then.
Yep.
Right.
Not even the Almighty. Nope. Nobody's ever kicked out of the jackhammer.
Oh, still.
So his move is more over than John Cena entirely. But which brings us to the lovely show that is SmackDown Live.
And new! Sorry. I was very happy.
You're jumping the gun. Shut up.
Sorry.
Can we build up to that?
No, sorry.
There are 3 things that we could talk about with SmackDown, and all of them are amazing. First being Baron Corbin entering the Rumble, as well as beating Dolph Ziggler in the same night. And also, we get a freaking Dolph Ziggler heel turn.
I'm so happy about that.
Okay. So here's basically the scenario that I had was that after he super kicks Kalisto, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm just thinking, I guess maybe it's just out of anger or something like that. But then as soon as he attacks Apollo Crews backstage, I'm like, yep, he's going full blown heel now. This confirms it because Apollo Crews is a babyface. Dolph Ziggler just attacked a babyface because, I guess, frustrations. And because reasons why, I don't know, because nobody likes that, baby oil wearing guy that much anymore. Although Spencer does. I don't know about that.
Hey.
Hey, you're the one that said it.
Fair.
Fight nice, kid.
But I'm pleased that they're finally turning Dolph Ziggler heel after so long. They're finally doing something with him.
Better as a heel. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very excited to see Dolph turn heel. I think Dolph has had a pretty good year. He really turned himself around from really a nobody to... He's got the crowd excited again, I think.
Oh, no, he was definitely a somebody. It was just that creative didn't know what the fuck to do with him.
Right. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's just the crowd was getting a little bored of him. Again, creative, like you said, didn't really know what to do with him. But now I think they're going in the right direction. I think that turning him heel is the right move. As to where he goes from here, you can make a case for the Intercontinental title again.
Maybe.
You could draft him over to Raw to go for the United States title. Maybe. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they go with Dolph Ziggler now that they've pulled the trigger on his heel turn.
Yeah.
So we know that the Wyatt family will be going up against American Alpha this week for the tag belts.
That promo that they cut, great as always. And then the look that Luke Harper gave to Randy Orton after he stole his line, I'm just like, bitch, did you just steal my line? I loved it. That was amazing.
So
that was gold.
Here's what I think is going to happen. American Alpha's going to win, like normal. Well, not like normal, but American Alpha's going to win. I think what's going to happen is because Randy needs to take some time off for his new child, I think we may finally see Harper take out Orton. In some way, Orton's leaving the Wyatt family. Because he's got to take some time off. And doing it now wouldn't be ideal. But in my opinion, there's really nothing going on with the new Wyatt family now. Now they've taken the belts off of them after 28 days. That I'm a little bitter about that, but the new Wyatt family. We discussed this last week that there's really nothing new for the Wyatt family right now. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that there's still plenty left for the Wyatt family to do. I personally think what they should be doing is they need a faction. I think one of the two shows needs a faction, and I think Raw has its own problems that need to be addressed directly. They don't need something that's just kind of like, hey, pay attention to this. SmackDown's problems are very minor, and if they want to not deal with them, then dangling something around to distract might be a good idea, and I would love to see a faction. So keep them around. They need that everyone has the gold moment. We're talking, they got to have the tag, Intercontinental, and WWE belt at some point. Not necessarily all at once, but those belts need to be held by members of the family.
Kind of like the Shield did with the tag belts in the U.S. belt, right?
Bingo. Hell, you could do a storyline where Randy finally mentally caves and he just follows the buzzards, and he becomes another becomes a member of the family. Then he helps Bray get the WWE Championship, and then he picks up, say, the Intercontinental Championship. Or hell, maybe some of the rumors that have been percolating for the last year will finally come to fruition, and we'll see Sister Abigail, and she picks up maybe like a women's championship run.
You know who I would love to see as Sister Abigail?
the Alexa Bliss version of it that Adam Pompier did, because that was kind of fucking great.
That's fair. No, I want to see Crazy Mary